Today on Tanaka Homestead, I want to talk to you about how to store your fresh eggs. All right, so first things first, let's go get some eggs. Beautiful day.
All right, there we go, very good, beautiful. There we go.
So here's my one egg. Unfortunately, I only have 2 chickens right now because of an incident that took place. If you saw the previous video, you would know what I'm talking about, but I did have 8 chickens and I currently only have 2. In about a week, I'm gonna get 4 additional baby chicks, raise them up, and hopefully within 6 months, they'll start laying eggs. This whole thing was unfortunate, but this is what happens. But I did get an egg today, and on average, I've been getting about 1 to 2 eggs because I only have 2 chickens. So what to do with your egg? I could eat it, I could store it in the fridge, or I could keep it on my counter. The big thing is the bloom. If I'm gonna store this on the counter, I don't wanna wash the egg. In fact, a lot of people don't wash their eggs at all and feel the bloom, which it is, helps to protect the egg and prevent bacteria from entering. So whenever I wanna store it kind of on the counter, I know I'm gonna use it in the near future, I will put it in my egg skelter, which is right over here.
So here's my egg skelter. I purchased it off of Amazon, and I love having this out because it's a reminder that we have chickens and we have fresh eggs. Oftentimes I'll put my eggs on here if I plan to give them away, or if I just don't have time to put them in the fridge. You can keep them on the counter as long as they are unwashed for up to 4 weeks. Now, usually these are gone by then, but you can safely do that. You just don't want to wash the egg and remove the bloom.
Your eggs can stay on the counter unwashed for 4 weeks. Now, if I wanted to put them in the fridge unwashed, meaning I don't put any water on them, I keep the bloom intact, you can safely store them in your fridge in a sealed container for 3 to 6 months. Now, I've never had to keep my eggs in there for 6 months. They just don't last long enough. I know of a lot of people who do. They have an extra fridge. Well, they also have 50 or 60 chickens. That's completely different. You know, they have an abundance of eggs. But you can safely do that 3 to about 6 months unwashed in the fridge. You can also wash your eggs. Now, that's what I do, and the reason that I do that is because I have young kids who are not really aware of not touching their eyes and stuff like that, and I don't want to even think about that. So I do it just because I have young kids. If my kids were older and understood how to properly handle an egg, it wouldn't be a big deal, but that's my concern. So I do wash my eggs, and I try to wash the eggs as they come in. Not everybody does that. Some people will have them on the egg skelter, keep them there for a couple of weeks, and then if they're not used, then they wash them and they put them in the fridge. But I wash them right away. First one in, first one out is kind of how I look at that. Remember though, if you're gonna wash your egg, please don't soak the egg, and please do not use cold water because it's gonna retract and it's gonna suck bacteria and whatnot on the outside, on the shell, into the egg. So you don't wanna do that. You want to make sure to always use warm water, okay? They say just wipe it off. I don't do that. I actually wash my eggs. And then a lot of people say, well, don't put anything on it. I do wash my eggs with Dawn dish soap. This is what I do. This has always worked for me. It does not taste funny. I've never had any complaints. This is just what I've always done. So let's do it. So remember, you don't want to soak the egg. You just want to, I just do a nice clean. Make sure it's good. Perfect. Of course, I washed my hands. And then I spray this out with Lysol or bleach, just because, once again, I have kids and I don't know, I just try to be considerate. They drop stuff in the sink sometimes. They'll drop drinks in the sink and then just pick it up and proceed to drink right out of what they were using. So
This is what I do. I have little boxes in here, and I can actually fit 4 in here, but because I only have 2 chickens now, things have kind of gotten a little low. But I have my box 1. I put a start and a finish on there so that everybody knows the order to grab the eggs. And if you look here, I could open this. You can see that that's what they do. Now, what I do is, depending on how full these get, you notice that there's empty space, I move the eggs. So I will shift all this over there and then shift, and that's how I keep everything in order. And I only have to do that every couple of weeks, week and a half, where I make the big shift and move these eggs up and then move these eggs over.
I'm gonna go ahead and move the eggs in the egg carton over so that I have more space. Here are my 2 cartons. So here's carton 1, and then here's carton 2. And what I do is I shift everything in carton 1 over. Whew. And then I move everything over from carton 2. And then I add my new egg. All right, so I shifted all my eggs so that we could stay in order, and I added my new egg right there to carton number 2. Here's carton number 2 with my new egg. There are so many ways to store your eggs, and everybody has different ways of doing things. This system for me has worked very well. I've done it for years. You know, having the skelter and then transferring or just washing the eggs directly and putting them in the egg cartons in the fridge. But everybody's different. There's so many storage options. Some people put cute little baskets. Some people have little egg chutes. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff for counter storage as well as in the fridge storage. I'm very interested to hear how you store your eggs. So in the comments below, if you don't mind, leave how many chickens you have and how you store your eggs. I'd be interested to hear. So thank you so much for watching our channel. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button, and happy chicken raising. Bye-bye.